Think about the last time you logged into your 401k. You haven't checked it in a while. Life's busy, but today you're being responsible. You open the app, you scroll, you do the quick math in your head. You've been contributing every paycheck. The market's been up in the news, so you expect to feel that little hit of relief. Like, okay, future me is handled. But the number doesn't match the effort. It's not crashing. It's just weirdly flat. Like your account is walking up a down escalator. You look for an explanation. Maybe you picked the wrong fund. Maybe it's timing. Maybe it's just a bad quarter. Then you see it. A tiny line item, or a vague description, or nothing at all. Just less money than you think should be there. And you start to wonder. If your contributions are real, and the market is real, why doesn't your growth feel real? Because something normal in your 401k isn't working for you. It's working on you. That moment you just recognized, the "why is this so slow" feeling, usually isn't about your discipline. It's about fees that are built to be ignored. Here's what most people don't realize. A 401k can charge you in multiple layers, and you can pay them without ever seeing a clean fee bill. Some costs come out of your account directly. Others come out of the fund's return before you ever touch it. It's like ordering a coffee for $4, then finding out the cup, the lid, and the pouring fee were quietly taken out of your drink. Let me be clear about something. Small percentages are not small when they touch your money every year for decades. According to the U.S. Department of Labor's own example, if you have $25,000 and 35 years to retirement, a 1% higher annual fee can cut your ending balance from about $227,000 to about $163,000, about a 28% reduction. That's not a little drag. That's a chunk of your retirement. And the twist is this. The plan can be marketed as a great benefit, while the design quietly routes money to record keepers, fund companies, and service providers. Once you see the machinery, you stop blaming yourself. And you start asking better questions, because it goes deeper than just one fee line. So before you even talk about good funds or bad funds, you need to see the three buckets where your 401k can charge you. First, administrative fees, basically the cost to run the plan. Record keeping, statements, websites, compliance. Second, investment fees, the cost of the funds themselves, usually baked into performance. Third, service or transaction fees, things like managed accounts, loan processing, or special features. The problem isn't that these exist. The problem is you don't feel them. They don't show up like a Netflix bill. They show up as lower growth. Take someone like Marcus, 32, steady job, doing the right thing. He's contributing, he sees no fee headlines, so he assumes the plan is cheap. But then the plan charges a flat record-keeping fee in the background. That's common. ADP describes record-keeping as costing $45 and up per participant per year. Now picture that fee hitting your account every year, regardless of whether the market is up or down. Then stack investment fees on top, because those don't replace admin fees, they sit beside them. What does that mean for you today? You stop asking, "Am I saving enough?" And you start asking, "Where is my plan pulling money from me?" Pull up your quarterly statement and hunt for plan-level charges. Look for per participant fees, asset-based admin fees, a percent of your balance, and anything that reads like record-keeping, administration, or service. If you can't find it quickly, that's a signal by itself. Because once you identify the fee bucket, you can figure out the bigger leak, the one hiding inside the funds you're offered. Now zoom in on the fee you're most likely paying without realizing it. The expense ratio. An expense ratio is the fund's annual operating cost, shown as a percentage. If a fund has a 0.80% expense ratio, that means about $8 per year for every $1,000 you have invested, taken out quietly from the fund's performance. You don't swipe a card. You just earn less. Here's why that matters. Your plan can look fine on the surface, but if your default options are high-cost funds, you're basically running your retirement through a toll road every single year. And this isn't theoretical. The Investment Company Institute reported that in 2024, 401k participants paid an asset-weighted average expense ratio of 0.26% on equity mutual funds they held. But the simple average expense ratio for equity mutual funds was 1.10%, meaning there are plenty of expensive funds out there, even if most dollars end up in cheaper ones. So you might be sitting in the 1.10% world while assuming you're in the 0.26% world. What does that mean for you? You don't need to memorize finance. You just need to compare numbers. Open your fund lineup and find gross expense ratio or net expense ratio. Write down the expense ratios of the funds you're actually in, not the ones you meant to pick. If you see 0.75%, 0.90%, 1.20% popping up, you're not being conservative. You're paying a premium. And here's the twist. The most expensive fund in your plan is often the one that looks safest, because the fee is hidden inside the label and the performance chart. Which brings up the question that actually matters. How much is this costing you by the time you're ready to stop working? You've now seen the two places fees hide: the plan itself and the funds inside it. Next, you're going to see what that costs in real dollars, and the signals that tell you it's happening. Because once you've spotted the plan fees and the fund fees, the only question left is the one that actually hurts. What does that shave off the finish line? This is the part nobody shows you on the 401k dashboard. Fees don't feel like a charge. They feel like, meh, performance. And the damage isn't linear, it compounds. Every year, the fee reduces what you earn. Then you earn returns on a smaller pile. Over and over. For decades. Here's a clean, real example from the US Department of Labor. They model an employee with a $25,000 balance and 35 years to retirement, assuming a 7% average return. If fees and expenses reduce returns by 0.5%, the account grows to about $227,000. If fees reduce returns by 1.5%, it grows to about $163,000. Same market, same time, a 1% fee difference. About a 28% smaller ending balance. Now make it human. Think about Jenna, 29, auto-enrolled into the default target date fund. She's not doing anything wrong. She's just not auditing. That 1% gap isn't a line item she'll ever see. It's a quieter retirement she'll definitely feel. So what does this mean for you today? You don't need to predict the market. You need to control the drag. If your plan has a couple of high-cost funds, and you're sitting in one by default, the fee is effectively a negative return you've agreed to pay forever. That's why two people with the same salary and the same contribution rate can end up with very different retirements. So what do you actually do with all of this? This month? Without turning into a finance person, here's exactly what to do. 4 signals, 4 checks, 30 minutes. Step 1. Audit your expense ratios. Open your 401k investment list. Find net expense ratio. If your main holdings are consistently above roughly 0.50%, and especially if you're seeing 0.75%, 1.00% or more, flag it. You're paying hedge fund prices for plain retirement funds. Step 2. Hunt for missing fee clarity. Grab your quarterly statement and the annual 404A-5 fee disclosure. If you can't clearly answer, what am I paying for record keeping and admin? That's signal number 2. Vague language is a cost. Step 3. Look for a bad menu. If your lineup is mostly high-fee active funds, plus 1 brokerage window, you're scared to touch, that's signal number 3. A good plan gives you at least a few low-cost index options across stocks and bonds. Step 4. Reality check your growth. Compare your one-year change to what you contributed. If you've been adding money steadily and the balance still feels oddly flat, don't assume you picked wrong. Check fees and what you're actually invested in. That's signal number 4. Then do one simple move. Switch future contributions to the lowest cost diversified option you understand, often an index fund or a low-cost target date. Keep it boring. Keep it cheap. If this was useful, you'll want the next video on how to read your 401k fee disclosure in 5 minutes. What to circle, what to ignore, and what to screenshot for hour. Subscribe for more of the stuff your statements won't explain.